long ago there existed the Timerian Empire, the once greatest nation in the world. What started out as a small, irrelevant country on a vast continent would become the biggest empire known to all humanoid beings. These days, academics say that at its height, the Timerian Empire covered more than one-third of all the lands that the world of Geora has to offer. And though now the empire is only remembered in historical records and the once great nation is no bigger than its neighboring countries, the cultures and beliefs that were shared and spread in the 3.5 centuries the empire was around have stuck. And to this day, generations later, people around the world still believe in the Timerian gods. After the creation of the worlds and stars, when life has formed and the first humanoids would walk around, the first gods appeared. The guardian Zotir was a being neither entirely male nor entirely female. After the loss of their siblings, they sacrificed their own life to create beings that mankind would learn to fear and respect. As their life withered away, they were reborn into a god and a goddess. Their two complete halves became beings in their own right. Noyon would become the first king of the gods. Velsis would become the first queen of the gods. After centuries of their reign, they had 5 children together. The goddess Tother, the god Xenos, the goddess Anir, the goddess Kundir, and the god Aeneas. Thurnoyon, the god of life and death, the former guardians, Ugrok and Asai, were reborn. The king of the gods took 2 mortals who proved their worth and would grant them godhood. The god Dothrin and the goddess Okamis were born and completed the second generation of gods. Mankind would learn that their protectors were not invincible, neither were they immortal beings. While they lived for thousands of years, their lives would come to an end, and they would leave the physical world behind and reside in the eternal realm, a place of warmth and peace, without sickness, where there was only harmony and joy. By the time the first king and queen of the gods have died, their children had children, and the strongest of them, who had proven their worth time and time again in duels and trials, would be named the new monarchs. There was Queen Leda and King Conor, the second king and queen of the gods. They were feared and respected by mankind, just as much as their predecessors, if not more. For when these gods were angered, they showed it to the world. The god Aeneas, father of the new king, lay with a mortal woman, and she would birth a child that was half god and half a man. When at first the world thought not bad of it, with the years the evil came through. A being that was half god and half man was not meant to live. Mankind was too weak to hold the power of a god. The child named Iger became mad as he grew up, lost his mind and caused destruction wherever he went. So Conor struck his half-brother down, ending his life. Many gods found their way to mortals. Many children were born through these unions. And while not all demigods would turn mad in their lives, many of them had done good deeds and helped the people around them. Nowadays, nearly all their names have been forgotten. The god of sorcery and trickery, Conor himself, like his father before him, lay with a mortal woman, and through their bond, a child was born that would change the fate of the world. Given a little of his father's power, history would remember him as the first elemental master. For in the centuries he lived, he was the first and only to discover and master these 7 elemental magic sources. He himself would share his gift. Having had 7 children, he passed on his abilities that they would be shown to the world. The third and last demigod of importance that record books remember was the future god of hope and fortune named Ur. His distant cousin, the king, granted him godhood, but when he was immortal, he saved the king's life and was forever in his debt. The last of the gods born, the goddess Ayu, the god Inagor, and the god Anarion, born through Leader and Conor. The twins Inagor and Anarion could not have been more different. They despised another, hated another, and were the total opposites. They say Inagor was jealous of his older brother for being born first and named the future king. In his madness, he made sure his brother would earn his destiny, taking the life of his own parents. He would not be king for long. Watching his brother end the life of his future wife Aryu and their unborn children, Anarion would fight his brother, who by then had earned the title of the god of death. Neither of the twins came out of the fight alive, and the line of the gods has ended. While nowadays the gods no longer have a mortal form, they still guide and guard mankind on Geora from the eternal realm and use their powers to answer prayers they receive from all over the world. And somewhere deep in the shadows, rumors are told a new generation of gods is destined to rise. And for anyone that is still watching, thank you so much. It means the world to me. I really enjoyed making this family tree, so I hope people liked it. Having this family tree now is going to be such a help for when I write my projects and I don't have a clue who the gods are because I have forgotten their names and forgotten their roles and titles and stuff. So now I can just look at the family tree, see who I'm talking about, and I can name them without having to put placeholders in my books. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's like constantly writing placeholder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in their project, and because names are just hard, okay? Names are really hard. So if you're curious about the first two generations in the family tree with the guardians and the primordial being, I've made a whole video about the creation story of my universe, of my worlds, as told in the Temerian culture. There's not just this family of gods that exists, there's many, many different gods in the world, but the Timerian mythology is just the most widespread in the entire world and in the story, and so far I've only written about them in my project, so it's going to be fun in the future to have different kind of gods that I can talk about. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. Let me know down below in the comments if there's like anything I can improve for the next time. I've got nothing else to say, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again in my next one very, very soon. Goodbye!